Jace, I remember you sat here saying we will get a clearer view on what Chelsea are after this week. Mm-hmm. Burnley away, won it. Barcelona at home, statement win. A 1-1 draw against Arsenal, down to 10 men for over an hour. Yeah. So my question to you is, what are we?
We are a side that has always been, for my money, that can compete with any team on any given day. Consistency has to be the most important thing. If we go through the next 10 games and you want to see consistent performances, you want to see us create chances, you want to see us take those chances. What I don't want to see is go away to Leeds and first half put in a stink fest and we find ourselves 1-0 down. You know, that could happen, right?
Yeah, well, James, we're all Chelsea fans. We all know that is a very, very high possibility, by the way.
I want to see us go away, and we dig in, and if it has to be 0-0 at half-time, it's 0-0. But consistently, we showed against Barcelona. Look, Burnley, we took care of business, right? Ruthless, take care of it, thank you very much, move on. Barcelona showed that we can compete at that level. Arsenal showed we compete at that level. That's what we want to see. And we've got Leeds away. I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, now all of a sudden I'm going, do you know what I mean?
Trembling. Do you know, the exact phrase to describe this is said by Jose Mourinho, 13-14 season, little horse. Little horse. Like, that is what this team has shown so far, is that they can compete against the very best. They can upset. They can, kind of spoil the party. But they still have that little horse kind of tendency to them in terms of crunch point. Can they really go in the league all the way and win it? Or are they going to be just there or thereabouts, maybe nice, strong, high 70s, maybe 80 points, but that's not enough to win the league. Yeah. You know that. So, points-wise, if you're looking at points progression, this team looks like it's going to improve on points and it's going to make progress. But that doesn't mean it's going to win the league. And that's the thing.
No, we are still 14-1 with talkSPORT bet to win the league. Arsenal 4-9, obviously, and City are 3-1. City are 3-1 because there's probably no team you want chasing you. Even though it did take a last-minute winner at home to Leeds for Manchester City, but we know what City are like in situations like this. But did the performance yesterday, Jace, show that maybe we can put up a fight for the title?
I don't see us putting up a fight for the title. What I do see, I think we can still be very competitive at that end of the table. When I say competitive, I mean in around second, third minimum. I don't think that we're quite ready. Little Horse is a great example. I don't think that we are as a team right here, right now, ready to challenge. But like I said, that performance tells me in 18 months' time, 12 months' time, I might see a team that is capable of being more consistent every single week.
I think that I would agree. I've never said Chelsea are in a title race. I don't think neither of us or any of us have said we're in a title race. But it is performances like that, Matisse, that show, one, how far that this team has come to put in a performance like that, and how other teams are now looking at us going, oh, actually, there's a team here. Yeah. There's something here in this team, which we weren't seeing before, but we are now seeing.
Absolutely. There's definitely something brewing, I think is the word. It's just, because Arsenal are up there, you want it to almost happen faster because you don't want to see the repercussions of us not being quite ready and what that looks like. But in terms of our own progress, there is definitely a sense that, like you said, next season, is that going to be the crescendo kind of, for Chelsea? I think this team, if they can get through that Christmas period, I might change my mind. I think that's the point. I've been here with Lampard. I've been here with Tuchel. Last season with Maresca. Chelsea are in and about top of the league or just off the top. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then mid-January, no one even wants to talk about it anymore. Everyone was just thinking about other competitions, and rightly so, because we've had a terrible, Christmas period. So if Chelsea can actually navigate December, that for me will prove more to me than even Arsenal. I think if Chelsea can navigate December with those fixtures and come out into the new year, minimum in this position, 6 points off or better off, then I might start to think, okay, this team has got something different about them. Because every other Chelsea team with Jorginho's, Kante's, they all fall in this period. It doesn't matter who it is, they all fall in this period.
That's what I mean, Jace. Like Matisse says, it's a huge if. It's a huge if, because we have seen this far too many times, and it all starts with that stupid game before Christmas. Every year it's either a Goodison away or a Villa away or this year it's a Newcastle away.
You beat Newcastle. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Yes. Now we might change our tone. You know what I mean? That's the kind of game. and it's going to be raining or it's going to be windy or it's going to be snowing. I don't know.
That's a 12:30 kickoff though, and I think you'd rather be playing Newcastle away at 12:30 rather than like an under the lights.
5:30,
yeah. But it's a big if, Jace, because actually we've got 5 games before that.
Yep.
Before that Newcastle game.
This period, especially when you're in the Champions League and you're still in the Carabao Cup, this period is insane. And the squad is going to be lent on. It really is going to be lent on. And that's why this squad has been built for players to have suspensions, have injuries, come through this period. And I can't wait to see what rotation looks like. Yeah. Because how many games you got between now and
so we've got
the year?
Between
8.
We've got 1, 2, so we've got 6 up to Newcastle, then we've got Villa at home, haven't we, on the 27th, and then we have Bournemouth at home on the 30th. So yeah, that's.
And then I believe it's City.
Yeah. Then it's City,
City
at the Etihad, yeah.
So this period is huge.
Big month.
Yeah, it's a big month.
It is a big month, and we've seen Enzo Maresca make changes throughout. He's been making 6 changes for a Premier League game, 7 changes for a Champions League game. That's not going to change now, is it? Are we going to see even maybe more changes from Enzo Maresca, given how much that the players that maybe are a little bit more injury prone have played, especially over the last week or so?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of changes, I think. We've got to trust our squad. I think if you're going to have the influx of players coming in and, outgoing as we do a lot, you've got to make sure that when that's all said and done, there is no excuses. Like you said earlier, no one's going to feel sorry for us. Everyone's got a couple of injuries here or there. Yeah. We have spent the kind of money that dictates that we have to have enough players available to deal with the situation. Arsenal, they have the depth. They don't tend to talk about injuries either, and rightly so. So I think us two as the top 2, obviously City are there now as well, top 3. Yeah, you just have to get on with it. And I do trust our squad in terms of the quality behind certain positions, and I think then there's other positions where people need to prove themselves. Gittins has slowly been contributing more assists. Garnacho, kind of, in up and down, there's been some goals. Guy, can he get more of an opportunity? He got an assist against Wolves. These guys are going to have to really come to the fore in Christmas because we're going to need them.
I mean, you mentioned Mark Guy there. For that Leeds game, obviously at Ellen Road, we know what the atmosphere is going to be like. We know Leeds are going to be up for it. Would you start with Mark Guy, or would you probably go for someone like
Delap.
You'd go Delap.
I will go Delap. Yeah,
why?
I'd start with him. I think he's further down the path.
A bit more of a handful.
Yeah, and I don't look. I've just talked about Mark Guy there. There's other players that need minutes, and at some point over this Christmas period, they'll get them. But for me, going away at Leeds, physical battle. Yeah, I would probably start Delap.
Delap should love that type of game. He should feed off it. He just has to focus on the football though.
We don't expect Palmer to start, do we?
No, I think he'll be on the bench.
Do you think that was a good decision from Maresca to leave?
Yeah, he couldn't really bring him on, could he?
No, not with 10 men.
Not in a game like that. That was a toughie.
If we were 1-1, 11 men probing with the ball, he comes on. But with 10 men, all that running, no need.